You know what? The hardest person you'll ever have to face is the one in the mirror. Not your boss, not your haters, not the people who doubted you, it's you. Because if you can't control you, you'll lose every battle before it even begins. Your mouth will talk you out of blessings. Your mood will destroy relationships. Your money will slip through your fingers. And your mind will become your prison. Listen to me. Success doesn't start when you get rich. It starts when you get control. So today, I'm not here to motivate you to chase the world. I'm here to remind you to master yourself. Because the one who controls their mouth, their mood, their money, and their mind controls their destiny. Sometimes it's not the enemy outside that ruins us, it's the enemy within. And one of the most dangerous weapons that enemy uses is your own mouth. Yeah, that's right. Not a gun, not hate, not bad luck, but your words. Because your mouth, it can either build your life or burn it down. And too many people don't even realize they're setting fires every single day with what they say. Let me tell you something I've learned the hard way. You can't take words back. Once they leave your mouth, they live somewhere in somebody's mind, in somebody's heart, maybe even in your own conscience. You can say, I didn't mean it, but the damage, it's already done. You see, when you speak, you're planting seeds, seeds of faith or seeds of fear, seeds of peace or seeds of poison. And eventually those seeds grow. You ever notice how people who constantly complain, they never seem to have peace? People who gossip, they never seem to have real friends. People who talk about failure all the time, they never seem to rise. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. Your life will always move in the direction of your dominant words. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine two people wake up to the same morning, same weather, same job, same traffic, same stress. One says, man, I hate my life. I'm so tired. Nothing ever changes. The other says, all right, I'm tired, but I'm alive. I've got another shot today. Let's make it count. You already know who's going to have the better day. And it's not magic. It's mindset. And that mindset begins with your mouth. Your mouth can shift your mood. Your mouth can change your energy. Your mouth can change your entire day if you learn how to use it right. Now, I know what some people say. Man, I'm just being real. I'm just speaking my mind. I say what I feel. Let me tell you something. Being real doesn't mean being reckless. You can be honest without being harmful. You can speak truth without spitting fire. Because maturity isn't about saying everything you feel. It's about having the wisdom to know when and how to say it. Sometimes silence is stronger than words. Sometimes walking away is louder than shouting. And sometimes saying nothing is the most powerful thing you can do. When I was younger, I used to think talking back meant strength. I thought having the last word meant I'd won the argument. But over time, life humbled me. I learned that real strength is in self-control. You don't win by raising your voice. You win by raising your standards. Every time you react out of anger, you give somebody else power over you. They push your buttons, and you perform exactly how they expect. Don't give them that power. Keep your peace. Guard your mouth, because your words reveal your character, not theirs. There's an old saying that goes, don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget, show me your schedule, and I'll tell you what you value. Well, I'll add one more. Show me how you talk, and I'll tell you how you think. If your words are filled with doubt, fear, excuses, that's what's living in your mind. If your words are filled with discipline, hope, and direction, that's what's shaping your future. The mouth is the window to the mind. You can't have a peaceful life if your words are constantly violent. You can't expect blessings if your language is soaked in bitterness. And you can't preach faith in public while speaking fear in private. Let me tell you something personal. There was a time when things weren't going my way. I was frustrated, angry, disappointed at life, at people, even at myself. And I started speaking it. I'll never make it. Man, this always happens to me. Nothing ever works out. I thought I was just venting. But what I was really doing was programming myself for defeat. And then one day, I stopped. I said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I started catching myself. I replaced I can't with I'm learning. I replaced it's over with it's just a face. I replaced why me with try me. And everything started to change, not instantly, but gradually. Because when you start speaking different, you start thinking different. And when you think different, you start living different. So here's the truth. You can't control what people say to you, but you can control what comes from you. You can't stop others from spreading negativity, but you can stop yourself from joining in. Every time you choose discipline over reaction, you build strength. Every time you choose silence over argument, you protect your peace. And every time you choose gratitude over complaining, you grow your spirit. Your words are like currency. Spend them wisely. Don't invest in gossip. Don't invest in anger. Don't invest in drama. Invest in growth. Invest in kindness. Invest in purpose. So the next time you're about to say something out of emotion, stop, breathe. Ask yourself, will these words build or will they break? If they build, speak them boldly. If they break, swallow them quietly, because you'll never regret the words you didn't say in anger, but you'll always regret the ones you did. At the end of the day, controlling your mouth isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about knowing that your voice carries energy and choosing to use it with power, not poison. Speak peace, speak purpose, speak price, because your life is listening. And the day you learn to control your mouth is the day you start controlling your future. You ever wake up one morning and just feel heavy? No reason you can explain. You've got things to do, goals to chase, but something inside just feels off. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're just human. And being human means emotions come and go, like waves. But here's the truth, most people never learn to die. If you don't learn to control your mood will start controlling you. You see, your emotions are powerful, but they're not always honest. They'll tell you things that feel true in the moment, but aren't. They'll say, you're tired, give up. They'll whisper, nobody cares, stop trying. They'll convince you that the world is against you, when really you're just tired, stressed, or hurt. And if you start making decisions based on how you feel, instead of what you know, you'll destroy blessings that were meant for you. I've seen people lose opportunities, not because they weren't talented, but because they couldn't control their temper. I've seen relationships end not because of betrayal, but because of moods. One bad day turned into one bad choice, and that choice turned into a lifetime of regret. That's what happens when you let your emotions run the show. When your mood drives the car, discipline gets thrown in the trunk. Listen, I get it. Life gets heavy. People test your patience. You try your best, and sometimes it still feels like it's not enough. You want to snap, you want to scream. But that's the moment, that exact moment, when you've got to remind yourself, feelings are temporary. Consequences are not. You've got to be the kind of person who can stand in the fire and still keep their cool. Because that's what separates the strong from the average. Anybody can stay calm when life is easy. But real power, real strength, shows up when you can control your mood while everything around you is falling apart. Let me tell you something, you don't have to react to everything that bothers you. Sometimes peace is choosing not to engage. Sometimes silence is your greatest defense. When someone disrespects you, your ego will scream, say something. Your pride will shout, show them who you are. But your spirit, your higher self, will whisper, let it go. You've got bigger battles to fight. Every reaction costs energy. And if you spend your energy on anger, you won't have any left for growth. There was a time in my life when I used to get angry fast. Someone would say something slick and I'd snap back instantly. It felt good for a few seconds, like I'd won the moment. But later, when the noise faded, I always felt empty. Because anger gives you a high that fades quick and leaves behind a hangover called regret. Then I learned, when you let emotions dictate your behavior, you hand over your power. You're no longer leading your life, your mood is. Control your mood and you control your peace. Control your peace and you control your progress. You ever try working toward a dream while you're angry or sad? You can't focus, you can't plan. Your vision gets cloudy. Because emotions fog up your mind. That's why calm people think clearer. They're not smarter, they're just centered. You have to become emotionally grounded enough to say, okay, I feel hurt, I feel angry, but I don't have to act on it. That's emotional intelligence. That's real growth. When you start mastering your mood, people around you will notice. They'll wonder why you don't get dragged into drama anymore. They'll say you've changed, but you haven't changed. You've evolved. You've learned that not every action deserves a reaction. You've learned that peace is priceless. You've learned that sometimes the best response is no response. Let me ask you something. How many times have you let one bad hour ruin an entire day? One rude comment ruin your mood. One small problem make you forget how blessed you really are. That's what emotions do when they go unchecked. They exaggerate the negative and blind you to the positive. You spill coffee on your shirt, and suddenly it's a bad day. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and now the world's full of idiots. Your plan doesn't go perfectly, and you call yourself a failure. But pause for a second, was the day really bad? Or did you just let one moment control your mind? See, emotional maturity isn't about never feeling, it's about feeling everything and still choosing peace. It's saying, yes, I'm upset, but I'm not going to ruin my energy. Yes, I'm disappointed, but I'm not giving up. Yes, I'm tired, but I'm still moving forward. That's what separates the people who grow from the people who stay stuck. Here's what I want you to remember. Your mood is like the weather. It changes every day. But you are not the weather. You are the sky. The sky doesn't disappear when the storm comes. It stays steady, constant, holding space until the clouds pass. That's what controlling your mood looks like. It doesn't mean you never feel sad, angry, or frustrated. It means you don't become those feelings. You let them pass through without letting them define you. So the next time your emotions start to take over, stop and breathe. Count to 10 if you have to. Walk away if you must. Remind yourself, this is temporary. I don't have to live here. You are allowed to feel, but you are not allowed to quit because of a feeling. Your dream doesn't care if you're in a bad mood. Your purpose doesn't pause because you're frustrated. The world keeps moving, and you've got to move with it, no matter how you feel. In the end, controlling your mood isn't about pretending to be happy all the time. It's about protecting your peace. It's about choosing wisdom over reaction. It's about knowing that calm is power. So control your mood before your mood controls your future. Because when you master your emotions, you don't just survive life, you lead it. You know what I've learned? It's not the world that breaks most people. It's the weight they carry inside their own mind. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose friends and find new ones. But when you lose control of your mind, you lose everything. Because your mind, it's your engine, your battlefield, and your compass all at once. And if you don't learn to control it, it will control you. Let's start with the truth. You can't fix your money until you fix your mindset. Because how you think determines how you handle everything. Your work, your habits, your opportunities, your future. That's why some people make a little money and lose it fast. Because they never learn discipline. They don't have a money problem, they have a mind problem. They chase comfort instead of control. They chase appearance instead of purpose. They chase looking successful instead of becoming successful. And the saddest part, they don't even realize that freedom doesn't come from spending. It comes from self-control. Listen, you don't need to have millions to master your money. You just need a plan and a mindset. See, most people don't realize every dollar is a soldier. And every time you spend without thinking, you're sending your soldiers to fight for someone else's dream. That's what companies want, for you to work all week and hand your paycheck back to them by Friday. You buy the latest phone, the flashiest shoes, but you can't buy peace, because peace doesn't live in possessions. It lives in discipline. You've got to start asking yourself, am I buying this because I need it, or because I'm trying to feel better about something I haven't faced yet? That's real talk. Because for a lot of people, money isn't about math, it's about emotion. It's about pain, insecurity, pride, validation. And until you face those emotions, you'll never control your finances. They'll always control you. But the real foundation of all of this is your mind. Your mind is the control center, the most powerful tool you own, but also the most dangerous if left undisciplined. The mind can create heaven in the middle of hell, or hell in the middle of heaven. It can make you see opportunity where others see obstacles, or convince you you're trapped when you're really free. It's not the situation that breaks people. It's the story they tell themselves about the situation. I remember hearing a story once. Two brothers grew up in the same house, same parents, same struggles. One ended up successful, the other ended up in prison. When asked what happened, both gave the same answer. With a father like mine, how could I be any different? You see it, same story, different mindset. It's never the circumstance, it's the perspective. If your mind is filled with excuses, you'll find reasons to stay stuck. But if your mind is filled with faith, you'll find a way to move. Even when it's dark, You've got to train your mind like an athlete trains their body. Feed it discipline. Feed it gratitude. Feed it focus. Because whatever you feed your mind, that's what grows. Feed it negativity, it'll grow fear. Feed it doubt, it'll grow weakness. Feed it hope, belief, and action, and it'll grow power. Now here's the part most people won't tell you. Controlling your mind isn't easy. You're going to have bad days. Days where your thoughts feel heavy, where your faith feels thin, where your energy feels gone. But that's when your training kicks in. That's when you've got to tell yourself, I've been here before. I'm not staying here this time. Because your thoughts, they're like waves. You can't stop them from coming, but you can decide which ones you surf. And let's talk about something real. Your environment. You can't control your mind if you keep surrounding yourself with noise. People who drain you. News that feeds fear. Social media that makes you compare instead of create. You've got to protect your mental space like it's sacred. Because it is. Every time you scroll through negativity, you're programming your mind to expect failure. Start replacing that noise with knowledge. Read. Reflect. Pray. Plan. Do whatever it takes to feed your focus. Because your future depends on it. Now let's bring it all together. Your money and your mind. They're connected. Both require discipline. Both require vision. And both require you to think long term. When you control your mind, you stop making emotional money decisions. You stop chasing fast success and start building steady success. You stop saying, I can't afford that, and start asking, how can I create that? Because wealthy thinking isn't about what's in your wallet. It's about what's in your head. You've got to believe you deserve more, not out of arrogance, but out of purpose. You've got to believe that your time has value, your effort has value, and your peace has value. Don't waste your energy chasing approval. Don't waste your money chasing status. Because true wealth is when you wake up in peace and you go to bed in purpose. And if you remember nothing else from this message, remember this: control your mouth so you speak life. Control your mood so you protect your peace. Control your money so you build freedom. And control your mind so you never lose yourself. Because real success isn't measured by what you earn. It's measured by what you learn, what you overcome, and who you become. So don't just chase success, build it. From the inside out. Because when your mind is strong, your money grows with purpose. When your emotions are calm, your words carry power. And when your habits are disciplined, your future becomes unstoppable. You know, when it's all said and done, life really comes down to one question. Did you learn to master yourself? Because the world will test you. People will test you. Your emotions, your patience, your strength, they'll all be pushed to the edge. And in those moments, it won't be your talent that saves you. It'll be your discipline, your control, your ability to stay calm when everything else is on fire. That's what makes a man, a woman, a warrior. Control your mouth, because your words can build empires or burn bridges. Control your mood, because your emotions can either move mountains or destroy moments. Control your money, because your habits decide your freedom. And control your mind, because your thoughts decide your future. That's the blueprint. That's the quiet power the great ones understand. See, the world celebrates noise. It celebrates drama, but the truly successful, they're not loud. They're focused. They're not chasing validation. They're chasing purpose. Because once you learn to master yourself, you don't need to prove anything to anyone anymore. Your peace becomes your proof. Your discipline becomes your defense. Your growth becomes your reply. Listen to me. Success isn't about what you get. It's about what you give up. You've got to give up comfort to earn consistency. Give up ego to earn peace. Give up distractions to earn direction. That's the trade. That's the price of greatness. But it's worth it. Because once you learn to control what's within you, the things outside of you lose their power. They can talk about you, doubt you, hate you, but they can't shake you because your foundation is built on control, on purpose, on faith. There's a kind of peace that comes when you stop reacting and start responding. When you stop chasing approval and start chasing growth. That peace, that's what you're fighting for. That's the real success. Not the car, not the followers, not the applause. It's waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror and saying, I'm proud of the person I'm becoming. That's the win. So if you take one thing from this, take this: control your mouth. Control your mood. Control your money. Control your mind. Because when you do, you control your destiny. A voice softens, more emotional, slower rhythm. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be nights when you question your worth. And there will be moments when life feels unfair. But those are the moments that define you. That's where growth lives. That's where faith is built. That's where champions are made. Don't run from those moments. Face them. Stand tall. And remind yourself, I am in control. Pause, almost like a whisper, because the one who masters himself masters the world. Not through force, but through focus. Not through shouting, but through silence. Not through ego, but through excellence. A firm closing tone, cinematic rising. So go ahead, walk into tomorrow with peace in your heart, discipline in your soul, and fire in your spirit. Speak life. Move with purpose. Think with clarity. Because you're not here to be average. You're here to be in control. And when you control yourself, no one and nothing can ever control you. Now go make your life a masterpiece of control.